second graders. On Thursday, you were asked to read a story called A Thunderstorm that came in your packet and answer the questions about the story. So as you were reading that story to yourself, I hope you were remembering to do what we talked about yesterday. Yesterday, we talked about being word detectives. Remember, we are looking for picture clues, we're saying the first sound, we're stretching the word out, looking for chunks in the word, flipping the vowel if we need to, skipping over the word and then going back to the word that makes sense and trying to make the story always make sense. So that's just a reminder about being word detectives as you're reading. I'm going to read you the story and we're going to talk about the questions together. A thunderstorm. We were helping Grandpa in the garden. When we started, the sky was filled with fluffy white clouds. Then the clouds got bigger and darker. I think a thunderstorm is on the way, said Grandpa. Let's put the tools away and get indoors. While we were putting the tools away, lightning flashed in the sky. Then we heard the rumble of thunder. I think it's going to rain soon. We'd better hurry, said Grandpa. Look how big those black clouds are now. The storm is getting closer, said Grandpa. The rain will start any minute now. Grandpa was right. Just then, raindrops started falling. The drops were little at first, but it wasn't long before big drops were falling. The wind started to blow. Lightning raced across the sky. Thunder rumbled with a great noise. The thunderstorm had arrived. Grandpa got milk and cookies from the kitchen. We stood by the window with our snack and watched the thunderstorm. After you read that story to yourself, you were supposed to answer some questions about the thunderstorm. So the first question you had was, how did Grandpa know a thunderstorm was on the way? So we need to look back in the story and find out how he knew a thunderstorm was on the way. So when we go back to that first paragraph, it tells us that the clouds got bigger and darker. So that is our proof that we knew a storm was on the way. But remember, whenever we're working in second grade, we go back and restate the question in our answer. So on my chart, I have said, Grandpa knew a thunderstorm was on the way because the clouds got bigger and darker. So I turned our answer into a complete sentence. The second question said, what is lightning? So we're going to again restate the question and we're going to say, lightning is a giant spark of electricity. It jumps from cloud to cloud or between a cloud and the ground. And let's look back at the story for where it told us that, because that's what good readers do. They go back and they find their answers in a story. So it tells us right here, I'm going to blow it up where we can see it a little bit bigger. It tells us right there in that caption box what lightning is. And that's where I found my answer. Okay, let's go to question number 3. What is thunder? So again, I want to look back at my story and I want to find that. So over here in this box, it tells me what thunder is. So for question number 3, I said, thunder is the sound that follows lightning. And there were some details I could have given also in that question. Okay, let's look at question number 4. Question number 4 says, what happens in a thunderstorm? So I went back to the story and found the answer. During a thunderstorm, big drops of rain fall, the wind blows, lightning races across the sky, and thunder rumbles. And that was found in the story. Let's look back together and find where it says that. Right here in this paragraph, it talks about that. And then our last question, question number 5, asked us, how are dark clouds different from white clouds? And I found that also in the story. The story tells us dark clouds have more water drops than white clouds. I hope you had a great time today reading about a thunderstorm and answering those questions. See you tomorrow with more.